God is my name inside.
Hi friends, welcome back to Vlogmas Day 19. Oh my gosh, we're getting so close to the end of Vlogmas 2020. But for today's video, I honestly didn't know what to do at first. But then I thought of this idea that it's definitely been done, but I don't know if anyone's done it for 2020 yet, or even just kind of named it this. But I thought, let's rewind and go back and try and relive 2020, and I'll tell you guys about my 2020. So I'm gonna start in March because that's when all of this started. Everything before that was kind of boring because it was like literally no time at all. So I'm starting in March of when everything quarantine started. So yeah, I'll show you pictures from each month and let you know some of my favorite things from each month, good and bad, and share some of my life with you. So let's go. Alright, I have my phone right here and I'm going to sit on this side so that I can show you some pictures over here. So for March, I went out to LA pretty much all of March for like two and a half weeks, 3 weeks. We were just going to like stay there for a while. We were working on just like dancing, getting some video content. TikTok really wasn't a thing at the time. I feel like March is when it really picked up. So I was starting to get a lot more into TikTok. And I started doing YouTube, I think once a week, but I kind of fell off doing that in the middle of quarantine. So it was only like a once a week thing. It was getting really difficult. So that's kind of like how it started. So 2018 summer, I met a girl named Simone. You guys know Simone, she's my best friend, and I met her at BeautyCon. So that's really the only time we met each other. We didn't really get to hang out too much, it was just a little bit of time. But this trip around, March 2020, I got to literally hang out with Simone every single day. Here are some pictures. They're literally, I hung out with her every day. We went to the Americana and met up, which is where she had an apartment at the time. And we just kind of like got lunch every single day, shopped every single day. I went up to her apartment and we played a game called Overcooked, which was literally our favorite game for our moms played too, but like hours on end, like 7 hours at a time. And it got to the point where we were with each other and then all of a sudden her mom gets a phone call and it's from her like maybe aunt or her mom's friend or something like that. And she said, our president is like telling us that we have to go on lockdown right this second, like turn on the news. So we turned on the news and we heard what was going on, and immediately Simone and I had to get out of our PJs and we had to get into real clothes, and we rushed over to the grocery store and CVS, and everyone was wearing masks and we were like, oh my god, wait, what do we do? So we ended up putting gloves on that she had in her apartment, I think, and then we put like our hoodies over our mouth, and we ran into all the stores, just me and Simone, and we got like a bunch of food to stock Simone's apartment because we didn't know what was going to happen. And it ended up being, that was all happening on March 12th, but on March 13th was the day my mom and I left that morning. Literally perfect timing, because on March 14th, all the borders were shut down, every airline was shut down, like everything. So we left the day before everything. It was already planned. We didn't pre-plan that. Nobody knew it was going to happen. So we got all the snacks, came back to our apartment, chilled. I actually ended up skipping a dance class. It was a master class, which is like full. The room was full of people, and we were all so scared. I was crying that I was going to maybe get sick from it because you never know who had it at the time. So we were really, really nervous that maybe something would happen. So we didn't end up going to class. We ended up staying at Simone's literally till 12 p.m. because we were petrified playing this game just to like make more memories, and then we went home. And then the next day, which was the last part of March I'm going to show you guys, is my mom and I in the airport. This is us on the plane in the airport. First time ever wearing a mask like this. Had no idea how to wear it. Did not pinch the nose. Had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, petrified. Absolutely terrified that I was going to get the virus. We did not know what was going on. So that was pretty much March summed up for you. So now let's move on. Okay, now we are moving on to April. So in April, this was definitely a month that I will never forget. So in April, I literally did nothing but stay in my PJs and film YouTube videos every single day. Like every single day, like Vlogmas, but like normal. I would try and pre-film videos just so that I could edit them and then like not have to do anything else the rest of the week, which is a total bad idea. Don't do that. Don't do that unless you have to do something like Vlogmas. Bad idea. So I started filming a bunch of YouTube videos because I wanted to make content while I was bored, which I'm so happy I did. First of all, I made so many memories. I got to look back on how young I look in all of these. Maybe it's just me, but I think I look so young in all of them, and I hope my filming, thumbnail making, everything's at least a little bit better, because this is like really, really not the best. But I did make a lot of crazy memories that like I'll never forget. So I just literally the entire month of April bombarded myself with filming and editing like I'd force myself to edit every single day, which like on a daily regular posting basis, like you don't do that every day. Like that's just not good for up here. Moving on to May, this is when like the fun started. Okay, so May is one of my personal favorites because in May, that's when like I started being able to see my friends in person like once a week with masks like 6 feet away, like literally crazy. Because nobody knew how to deal with the virus. Nobody knew you could have it for this amount of days and then it would come here and you have to quarantine for this. Like nobody knew that at the time. So I think when I started to have fun in May was around Mother's Day. So Mother's Day was amazing. I got the cutest picture with my mom. But then during May, it's crazy. All of my friends are literally birthdays in May. I'm pretty sure it's like May 10th, May 20th, and May 30th. Insane. Like I don't know how that is even a thing, but all my friends' birthdays were in May, so we started having drive-bys, and like that's how we celebrated, were drive-bys. That's like my first ever thing, doing a drive-by. So then my friends and I literally Zoomed and FaceTimed every single day, but like we didn't FaceTime. We, for some reason, were like, let's do a Zoom. So confusing. The password never worked, but we did Zooms every single night, and I don't know why. I don't know why we did that, but we did Zooms every single night. So that's pretty much what I did in May. Literally just saw my friends as much as I could. Not really a lot though. I think I saw them maybe twice in May, but we were on the phone so much that the next month, June, was my favorite month. Okay, June, my favorite month, not only because it was my birthday month, but also I feel like that's when restrictions started being lifted a little bit because everyone knew how to handle the virus a little bit better and weren't so like panicked to the point where I literally had to leave the groceries on the front doorstep for 24 hours before I could touch them. That. Had to wear gloves to get the mail. Yeah, stuff like that. Like, that kind of calmed down. So June started out pretty strong, not only because I was literally Zooming and FaceTiming with all my friends every single night, but also that's when I got to really see my friends. So I stayed just this entire quarantine with a group of friends. It was like 4 or 5 of us, and all we did was ride our bikes everywhere. Fun fact, I learned how to ride a bike safely this quarantine. Yeah, pretty much biked everywhere. Biked to the beach, biked to Pliables. If you don't know what it is, it's like a fruit bowl place. Even just around my neighborhood, they would all meet at my house in the front yard or backyard, and we would bike everywhere. And then this is my birthday morning. I had the best birthday ever. I couldn't have asked for anything better during these times. I literally had so much fun. My camera roll is full of photos. So that's what we did during June. Now on to July. Okay, on to July. July was also so much fun. I really liked May and July, like, because we were home, it was really boring, but May through July, like, I made the best of what I had, and literally the best of... Somebody just texted me over this. Let's text him back. Okay, moving on to what I was saying. July. 4th of July, of course, I spent it with my best friends. I have a few pictures here of my best friend, Allie. Oh my god, and then, my brother really never drove me anywhere his entire life because I was never really home. So, quarantine, we started going to Dunkin' and Starbucks together, so here's a few pictures of that. I also loved hanging out with Rocco. If you guys don't know, my dog Rocco, sadly he passed away during quarantine, but the time that I did get to spend with him, I freaking loved him the whole time. Here's some pictures of us, the cutest little baby ever. I love him.
Sorry, we are just having a full-on conversation with this thing right now.
But also one of my favorite parts of July was I got to reunite with people I haven't seen in years, like years. Here are pics. So honestly, July was a really exciting and happy month for me, so I loved it. It was so much fun. And moving on to August. Okay, so August started out with me going to LA for the first time. Like the first time since March, which is a long time. When we first went out to LA, I got to meet so many amazing friends, so many new friendships. I got to reunite with Ellie and Lily from Dance Moms since last December. Also, I made my TikTok account, GiaNina. If you don't follow me already, it's linked down below, but that's when I made this account. So I made an experiment and I posted it. Like I posted my first ever TikTok and it blew up with like 3 million views. So then I started posting and posting and posting until that became my new account, and now I'm at 1.4 million. Like, excuse me, that's insane. But this is when my TikTok started blowing up. I ended up going out there that month with like 250K and came home that month with 600K within a 2-week period. It was insane. And then I met Nick this month. So we had our first ever collab, and we ended up having so much fun. So then we ended up having another collab, and ever since then, we just can, every time I come out now, he's like the first person I see. If quarantine didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have met him. So that's like insane to think about. One more thing, I got to reunite with Simone Pepperoni for the first time since March 2, so that was really fun. Oh my god, wait, another thing that happened this month, I got to meet the Sway Boys. Let's move on. Alright, we're moving on to September. September was also a crazy month. Like, I've had a crazy 2020. I got to see Nick. I had a photo shoot with Nick, and this is when I really started hanging out with Nick because we became like such good friends at that time. That's like when it all started. So I got to hang out with Nick, we had photo shoots, I had a photo shoot with him and Jake, best people ever. When we went home, I got to see Anya again, and we literally hung out all, like that entire month. I got to hang out with Anya all the time. I also reunited with my like literal childhood best friend, Mackenzie. Kenz, if you're watching this, I love you. But I actually didn't get to see Kenz for like 1.5 to 2 years before this, so when we finally got to see each other and reunite, it was like a big moment. Also a childhood best friend since Nick City Kids, which is where my career started, Peyton and Nikki. I love you guys so much. I got to dance with them at Starstruck, which is like my home studio too. That was a great month, but moving on. Okay, October was literally just all Nick. Like, I have nothing else on my camera, it was all Nick. We went to LA and we stayed in LA for literally 2.5 weeks, which is like almost the entire month. And I literally did nothing but be with Nick 24/7. We filmed dance videos together, filmed a crazy amount of YouTube videos, and literally made crazy memories with Nick. Like, holy crap. Like, how did we manage to do that? I'm really not sure. I have so many pictures of us at the Grove, us at Saddle Ranch, us in parking lots filming YouTube videos, waiting in line out of stores, and then it was Halloween. So we did Halloween together. We were a Dalmatian and a firefighter. So yeah, I made so many memories, and my camera roll will forever be full of videos of us. So yeah, that was probably the month that was filled with the most memories. So let's move on to November. Looking back, November was a crazy month too. There's a lot to talk about, so let's continue. So in November, we ended up flying to Orlando, Florida. I assisted a dance convention called Heat, and I also went to Disney for the first time in literally forever. I FaceTimed Nick a lot, quite a bit. A lot of these pictures, there's too many to even put on the screen. Made impulsive decisions to get bangs. Don't regret it one bit. It was so, I love them, but yeah. And I recorded my first ever single, which is out right now on all platforms. I love you guys so much. My music video and lyric video are on my YouTube channel, so right after this, go watch them. Then we went back to LA, and I got to meet Nicolette Durazo. Literally, we've been friends, like, we've been like internet friends for months, but that was the first time we met. And then I filmed a show coming out soon with some very special people. I'll put Matt on the screen with me. And now we are in December. Okay, last month I'm going to talk about for this video is December, because that's what we're in right now. December was also a very, very, very crazy month. So in December, I released my first ever original song that I just told you guys about. I also got to spend the holidays with some of my favorite people. Here they are. So many crazy opportunities came my way this month. Like, I got to film for Nickelodeon. I got to see Nick. I've been doing Vlogmas, and if you guys are watching this, I guarantee you've watched all the other videos. If you haven't already, please go do that. And overall, editing every night with Nick was one of my favorite parts of this month. So actually, I'm gonna go do that right now with this video. That is the end of my 2020 rewind. I honestly, looking back, can't believe how much I've grown, how much my social medias have grown with me, and how much I think I've grown as a person and added so many amazing people into my life. If you're watching this and if you were included, I love you so much. Thank you for making all these memories with me, and thank you for being there all the time. I love you guys so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you liked it, don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell, share it with your friends, tell everybody about it, go stream my new music, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace!